It's me, Reiki Master Allison, and I am here today to talk to you, and you. Um, so I'm just gonna give like a hello, Goddess Margaret. Come on in, come on in. So come on in, and we will be starting in just a second. Trying to make sure I got all my stuff pulled up so we can be ready, Freddy. How you doing this evening? All right. So I am here this evening because this is going to, yes, blessed, yes. This is going to kick off me being more visible here in the land of Substack because I'm not as visible here as I want to be. Um, excuse me. Plus, I want to talk about something that I have going on that is offered um at my school, the Sacred Pathway Academy. Hello, Goddess Christine. Welcome in. So I want to talk tonight for us Black women and then women of color who are 40 plus. Let's talk about the power of moon circles for us and how they are very important to us. Um, Energetically, spiritually, ancestral. But before we do, I'm going to pull us a card to kind of set the tone. Okay. So just let's go ahead and get it pulled. We're using the Faces of Oshun Oracle deck, one of my faves. Oops, just knocking stuff over. Thank you for the hearts. Appreciate it. You abuse duffel. Hello, Goddess Kyra. Welcome in. All right. So everybody point your intention this way, your energy this way. What does Spirit want us to know tonight as we talk about the power of moon circles? All right, let's see what we got here. So, where's everybody watching from while I shuffle? I'm in Georgia. All right, so let's see what we got here. I love it. I love it. I love it. Ocean of cosmic surrender. This is so in alignment. Ocean of cosmic surrender. That's card number 42 for the numerologists out there. So let's see what Ocean of cosmic surrender has to say. All right. Listen up. Stop trying to control everything. That's not me. That's what it says. Stop trying to control everything. This is a divine nudge to let go and let Goddess. The need to control often stems from fear and insecurity. When you release the need to control, you allow yourself to move from being rigid and or stuck to a state of flow. Allow yourself to be vulnerable, to trust that you're supported even when you don't see the entire road ahead. Relinquish control and trust the flow. Our desire to manage every detail comes from a lack of true belief or trust. Ocean of cosmic surrender to s- reminds us that surrender is not defeat. Surrender is a conscious choice to let go and allow the divine to take the reins. True power comes from trusting in the divine plan and being open to what the universe has in store. You've done all you can. Now give space for higher forces to work their magic for you. Surrendering is an act of courage, acknowledging that sometimes the best action is no action at all. Take a deep breath, let go, and open yourself up to the opportunities and blessings that come when you're not forcing the river's flow. Can I get a ashe and amen? Yes, that is very on time for me. Very on time for me. Because right now, I'm being very impatient. I'm being very impatient. I ordered a copy of my new book, and I'm so excited. I can't wait for it to get here because I have to proof it, make sure everything is good, before I, sell it to y'all. I don't want it to be like all the books, the stuff is all jacked up and everything else. And I've been like extremely on edge because I'm nervous. I'm excited. I'm ready for it and everything. I'm here for it. And it's like it's taking so long. And it's like I have to remind myself it's gonna take as long as it needs to take. It's gonna take as long as it needs to take. And not just that, I have some other stuff too that I'm like becoming very impatient. And it's a battle for me to not try to put my hands up in some stuff, to try to move some stuff around, but I know if I do that, I'm gonna mess stuff up. I already know it because I've done that. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt, Mickey Mouse ears. Whenever I start trying to interfere, I mess stuff up. So right now, Spirit is asking us to surrender and just allow flow. Just allow it. It's okay. You're covered. You are safe. You are covered. You are loved. You are guided. You are all those things. So if you are hearing this, whether you're watching the replay or you're right here with me now, that message is for you. All right. Okay. So now let's talk about these moon circles. So one of the things, the key ingredients of hello, Randall, welcome in. One of the key ingredients to my new membership, which is fire, power, and sovereignty. And it's not just fire, power, and sovereignty, it's fire, power, and sovereignty, a sacred initiation into cosmic alignment, which is why I felt this was very poignant. Yes. See, everything that synchronicity, boy, that synchronicity. So, one of the key ingredients of this whole thing are going to be moon circles. And I've hosted moon circles before, and I absolutely love them. I love doing moon circles because it gives us an opportunity to come together in a sacred container, a sacred space where we're not on a platform like this, although this is nice, but it's a little more personal, a little more intimate, a little more private, and you can feel safe in being vulnerable in the space. And you feel safe to allow a little, you know, surrender, cosmic surrender. So I wanted to take just a moment and talk about why us coming together is especially powerful for Black women and women of color who are 40 plus, especially in this season of our lives. So, number one, our bodies remember the cycles. Yeah, our bodies remember the cycles. So, for Black women and women of color, our bodies carry ancestral memory, right? So, the moon reminds us that we are not meant to be in constant output. You know what? I'm not a moon expert, Randall, but uh, I might touch on that. So just stay with me for a minute. Um, so we're not supposed to be in constant output, meaning that so you have full moon cycles and you have new moon cycles. So traditionally, when you're thinking about new moon is the dark moon. This is where the moon is furthest from the sun. Because, the only way the moon lights up is if the sun is behind lighting up, right? So the new moon is the dark moon. The new moon energy represents bleh, receptivity. So for us, it's learning how to receive. So when we're not in constant output, like we're constantly giving and doing, it kind of messes up our energy. It doesn't kinda, it does. Because there's no reciprocal to there. Now with the full moon is generally about release, surrender, and letting go. So that again is not you always on output, so to speak, as in you always giving. Now you're putting yourself in position to receive by releasing the things that are not working for you, releasing the things that you don't need to carry anymore. So the moon gives us permission to release without explaining, rest without guilt, and move in cycles instead of survival mode. And the other part of us as women, how we are so in tune with the moon is even though a lot of us are perimenopausal, menopausal, or even past that, so, our cycles, our monthly is not a thing anymore to some of us. Um, our bodies are in tune with the cycles of the moon. So when you think about a woman's cycles every 28 days and so, yeah, so on and so forth. So the cycles of the moon run the same way. So we're in sync. So for us that are 40 and over, our bodies are asking us to listen differently, not push harder. The moon cycles help us to return to that wisdom so we can start getting in sync again. Because a lot of the reasons why things are kind of chaotic in our lives energetically is because we're out of sync. We're out of sync. So we got to return to that wisdom. The number two thing is collective healing without performance. Honey, some of us are really good performers. I'm a Leo. I am full of Leo energy, and we are very performative, very charismatics. We are characters. Our personalities are just big, bright, and shiny for the most part. We're not the only people who are performing. A lot of women are performing because we're trying to continue being who we were taught to be and not who we were created to be. So we live our lives as a performance. God is hella cute. Come on in, sis. So we live our lives performing. And as women, even more so, because we have to perform the part of wife, mother, sister, daughter, you know, auntie. We have to be for especially those of us that are black women, we're always the mama everywhere. Um and it's like we're constantly giving and giving and giving and giving. And so we perform by saying, I'm okay. I can handle it. It's all right. you can add one more thing to the top of the pile of the stuff that I already got to do. I'm fine. And when it makes us start taking on things that we know we don't need to take on, taking on tasks, taking on other responsibilities and things that we know we genuinely cannot handle anymore, but we take it on and we start performing. So there's so many spaces that require us to be on all the time. One of the things about me, when you're sitting with me, whether it's one-on-one or in a group setting, the performances gotta go. We're not there playing a part anymore. I need to talk to you, not the different hats that you wear. I want to talk to you. I need to check in with you, not the hats, not the hats, not the all that other stuff. In moon circles for us, this is our opportunity to take all of that off. And what's coming to me is a visual. Um, I don't know if y'all remember that movie Witches. Angelica Houston was in it, I believe. And the witches were doing like this big convention. And they all, when they first got there, everybody was beautiful, gorgeous. They had the long, beautiful hair. They had the makeup. They had their heels on, the pretty dresses, and everything else. But then when the coast was clear and they were all together, honey, they let it all hang out. All the warts, all the stringy, greasy, nasty looking hair, the big feet, all this other stuff. I just crack up every time I think about that movie. It's a Gen X memory that I have of that movie. If anybody else remembers that. But it's kind of like that. Even though, we're not hideous, but it's us taking off the thank you, Goddess Christine. It's us taking off the masks, the performance, the boas, the all the things that everybody expects us to be, right? So moon circles offer something different. You don't have to be strong, you don't have to teach, you don't have to hold anyone else. For women of color and Black women, this kind of collective space is deeply reparative because we desperately need that. We are in need of repair. Healing happens faster and deeper when we are witnessed and not evaluated. Let's say that again. Healing happens faster when we are witnessed and not evaluated. Meaning, if we're in this space and I got my sisters around me and I just need someone to see me and hear me and let me be vulnerable, let me be whatever I need to be in that moment, I'm not being evaluated because to be evaluated means that you're judging me. But that's not what Sister Circles Around the Moon is for. That's for you. Again, we're taking off the performance. This is for you to be witnessed. It's for me to look at you and say, I see you, sis. I see you. I hear you. I'm sending you love. I feel you. And even with that, there's no performance. There's no performance because we're here to show each other that we are divine mirrors of one another. Because if it's true for one, it's true for all of us. So we witness each other, not evaluate in a moon circle. Number 3, sovereignty strengthened through sister witnessing. Just talked about this, but let's go a little deeper. There's power in being seen by women who understand your lived experiences. This is kind of why I work a lot with Black women, because I'm a Black woman. I see you and I understand what you go through on a regular. I understand what it means to be a Black woman in the workplace, in particular in corporate America, but not just corporate America, everywhere. I know what it means to be a Black woman who is the mother of a child or children who, whether it's a single mother or not single mother, we have shared experiences. I grew up in a household where we had the talk. And many of us, as Generation X and some boomers, younger boomers, we had that talk of as Black women, and I always refer to Olivia Pope on this. If y'all remember that episode of Scandal, side note, I used to love Papa Pope. He would read everybody for absolute filth, and his monologues were, I can't remember the name of the actor right now, but he is, mm. But anyway, I remember that episode of Scandal. He got all in Olivia's face, and he said, I taught you that you have to be what? And she said, twice as good. He was like, what? Twice as good. And we were all taught that as Black women. We have to be twice as good, 10 times as good as our white counterparts. And I know I wasn't the only person told that. Put it in the comments if you were also taught that. We have to be twice as good. We have to be 10 times better. We have to do this. We have to go above and beyond in order to get even a shred of what our counterparts got. Right? So we were all told this, thus gives way to our performing, to our overgiving and overextending ourselves, to burning ourselves out, to doing the absolute most when we don't need to be doing the absolute most, right? But seeing those moon circles, it's time that we can take those off and sit amongst each other. Moon circles strengthen intuition. As I am hosting the circle, I am speaking life to you. I am affirming you. I am sending energy healing your way to help open up the channels for you. Moon circles normalize rest and emotional truth. Mm-hmm. Yep. Moon circles help us trust ourselves again. Trust is such an important ingredient right now. For those of us who are, okay, for those of us who are on this journey, we know we have this calling, we have this purpose. And by the way, I just want to give a shout out to Goddess Margaret in the comments. If you're not following her, please do. She hosts live videos here on Substack. She does interviews of different people, and she is really just stepping into her power with that. So, Miss Margaret, Goddess Margaret, I just want to give you your flowers on that. And I was interviewed by her as well, and it was wonderful. So, yes, go follow Goddess Margaret. But let me get back. When Black women and women of color gather intentionally, sovereignty is reinforced. You're welcome. It's reinforced and not taken away. Now, some people might not understand what sovereignty means. In a word, authority. Yeah, authority. Mhm. So you get to have your that authority that you can reclaim within yourself. We remember that we don't walk this path alone. We were never meant to walk this path alone. Never, ever, 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 ever. We're a communal people. And the one thing about us, even though they tried to take so much away from us, took our names, took our culture, took our religion, took all these things away from us, we built our own culture. We took what we remembered of our spirituality and created new with it, thus things like hoodoo and root work. We give our children names that are different, very different. And the other thing is they tried to take away though so much from us. But the fact that we still remember who we are, the communal part of us is something that we just can't forget. I feel like we are drifting away from it because our society is really drilling us down to this this course of individualism because of capitalism, consumerism, you know, all these different things that we see, and we're constantly bombarded with all of this stuff all day, every day. But what I love is that a lot of us are bringing this back to us coming together as a community. Because when we come together as a community, we're much stronger. We're much stronger than we could ever be as an individual. So, this is why firepower and sovereignty is so important. So this work, this membership, and to me it's not even a membership. This is just something, it's for you to say, you know what, I'm locking in for this year because I know I need that guidance for the year. I got some stuff I want to work on. I got some things I want to work through. I got some things I want to work through. So since I have those things, I'd rather not do it by myself. Yeah. So this is a year-long sacred initiation that begins next month in February, and it's centered around the lunar cycles. We get energy work, intuitive guidance, you get intentional rest, and it's designed specifically for the women who are ready to create from alignment and not exhaustion. Yeah. So there's two ways that you can do it. You can sign up for the circle, which is basically how you get in. You join the circle, right? And this is for the collective. Or you can come in as in the alchemist. And this is for the women who have a deeper desire for more personal and private guidance. So if any of this resonates with you, you can go to the link in my bio and get yourself signed up, or you can just hit me up in my DMs and I will send you the link and you can take a look and see if it feels right for you to join. Now, with that being said, I want to remind you of our card, Oshun of Cosmic Surrender. It's time that you let it all go. Look at that card. Isn't that beautiful? Surrender. And it's so funny because this, I now remember because I was like, it was something I wanted to say. So when I was reading that in the guidebook, um, it made me remember um, years ago. This is like when before Abiola Abrams got with Hay House. And I still have that deck, but I don't feel like reaching up there. But there is an affirmation card deck that she has. And one day I was pulling card for myself because I was getting frustrated and things just weren't going the way I wanted it to. I was also tired. I was very, very tired. So I pulled a card because I was really, I was really frustrated. And the card was retreat. And then the affirmation says something about surrender and everything else. And I took that card and I was like, what's interesting about this is the fact that oftentimes we think that surrender or even the word retreat means that we're giving up. It means like, because at that time, I was like, because my dad used to watch a lot of Westerns, a lot of Western TV shows. And I remember the white flag, and they would always like retreat, retreat, stuff like that in movies. And so when I think about that, it wasn't always that they were giving up. It's just them understanding that with what they have, they can't go any further. They need to go back. They need to regroup, right? So this is what I'm saying to you. Sometimes it's not that you need to give up. And it's not that you got to throw in the towel because you're not being asked to throw in the towel. You're just being asked to stop, regroup, rest, regenerate. Get you some water, get you some, nourishing food, put your feet up for a little while, right? Rest. And I feel like some of us really need to take that in. I know I do, because I had a very frustrating day today. And so I'm glad that this card came up because I needed it. I'm not afraid to admit I needed this card. I really did. And so I don't know if my energy superseded everybody else's, but I feel like other people needed to hear that message too from that card. So, all right. Everybody doing okay? Y'all still with me? If you're still with me, let me know. Yay. Okay. Hearts. Hearts, let me know you're there. All right, y'all. So, anybody have any questions while we're here? Anybody got any questions about the membership? Um, or anything else energetically that you might have a burning question about while I'm here? But I do plan on being on here a lot more. Um, I don't know if it's going to be Wednesdays that I'm always going to do this. I'll have to see. I've been trying to figure out what day I want to do on here, but I haven't figured it out yet. Um, I know it'll come to me though. What moon are we in right now? Um, we just had new moon, and that was on Sunday, if I'm not mistaken. New moon was on Sunday. So right now, and I have this siren going on, and it's kind of distracting me. But yeah, new moon in Capricorn was Sunday. So right now we are in the waxing phase of the moon, which means it's waxing away or waxing toward the sun, um, in its rotation. So it'll be heading to, another exciting time of being in the full moon, but that's not till, the first week of February. But yeah, we're in the waxing. And right now, the moon is in Pisces. Yep, Pisces energy. So be aware of your feet, your toes, and your pineal glands. So, yep, that's where we are. And by Friday afternoon, we'll be in Aries. So, all right. So, that's all I got, y'all. Thank you for coming and hanging out with me. And I'm going to put more information about not just membership, but when I start doing my lives here, um, I'll have more information about what I'm going to be doing. I'm excited, and yeah, it's more information to come though. I promise. I promise. I got you. I got you. All right, y'all. Love you to Della Reese's Pieces. Mwah. See you all next time. Bye for now.